everyone, my name is Tariq, and I'm a product manager on the Alexa Skills Kit team. We focus on building tools and capabilities for the skill builder community that can be used to offer more natural and personalized experiences. In today's session, my colleague Nibha and I are going to talk through our new personalization capabilities that you can use to better engage your skill users. At Alexa, we believe that personalization is core to engaging user experiences, which in turn improves user retention. And as of today, you can achieve personalization for your skills in two different ways. One, you can allow users to connect their Amazon identity with their identity associated with your service, thereby enabling users to access their resources through Alexa. Two, you can opt in for skills personalization to get person ID, or request users to grant permissions to share the information from their Amazon account, such as name, phone number, and then use them to personalize your skill responses. We have heard from both our customers and developers about the friction points they encounter when trying to link accounts on Alexa. And so today, we're excited to announce the launch of voice-forward personalization capabilities, including voice-forward account linking and voice-forward consent. Both features were built according to our privacy by design principles, utilizing Alexa's ability to recognize customers who have created a voice profile. And we will only share the customer's information with you when we are confident that the correct recognized speaker has given Alexa permission to do so. Let's start with voice-forward account linking. Account linking allows your skill to fulfill user requests using information from their account with your service. For example, in order to book a ride from their ride-hailer account, a customer has to link their ride-hailer account with Alexa. We have heard from our customers that they're not able to link accounts primarily because of the friction associated with remembering and entering account credentials. Last year, we solved for this by launching app-to-app account linking that allows users to link accounts using your app and the Alexa app without having to repeat their credentials. And this year, we are making it even easier to link accounts by minimizing the need to complete all the steps on phone when account linking is required. This was also a top requested feature in our Alexa Developer Advisory Council events. With voice-forward account linking, you can simplify account setup in order to provide personalized experiences faster. You give recognized speakers with voice profile the ability to link their accounts or create new accounts without interrupting their skill conversation, thereby making skill engagement more natural. Let's talk about voice-forward consent for skill permissions now. Skill permissions is Alexa's way for users to manage what personal information they share with their skill, such as name, phone number, and email. You can configure the permissions your skill needs in the developer console. Today, if a user enables your skill in the Alexa app or on Alexa website, they would see your skills permission request and can choose to consent to permissions there. If a user enables your skill by voice, they must go to the app or website to consent to skill permissions. Now, with voice-forward consent, recognized speakers can consent to your skill permissions request using their voice. Based on the sensitivity associated with the information the user is asked to share, additional proof of identity might be required, such as responding to a text sent to the user's phone. This feature will be invoked through an SPI, and we are announcing today that we are launching the feature with end-to-end development, testing, and analytics support in the developer console, which Nibha will later touch upon in detail. And now, let's dive into the end-to-end experience for your skill users. User asks Alexa to open the ride-hailer skill. Alexa notifies the user that in order to find their account, she needs to share information from the Alexa profile with the skill developer. Soon after, Alexa asks the user for the consent to share their name and phone number with the ride-hailer skill. Once the recognized speaker consents, Alexa sends a text message on their phone to have them confirm their identity. With the user's approval, Alexa shares the information along with their login with Amazon profile with the skill. The skill then uses their login with Amazon profile to find their account. And once found and linked, Alexa notifies the user about the successful linking and passes the control back to the skill. After which, the skill prompts the user to book a ride using their ride-hailer account. Yes, it's that simple. Now, let's speak to the benefits. For recognized speakers, it's a simplified and natural way to access personalized experiences from skills. 2, it reduces friction to link accounts with their favorite brands. And 3, of course, no more entering account credentials. For our developers, it reduces drop-off when account linking is needed. It provides a new customer acquisition channel with the account creation capability. And last, it improves account linking success and thereby skill engagement. Our partners are excited too about using this feature. And here's what they have to say. Now that you know what these voice-forward features are all about, let's hear from Nibha on how we designed these features and how you can onboard them for your skill.
Thanks, Tariq. Hello, my name is Nibha Dadic, and I'm a senior software engineer with Alexa. Before talking about how you can use and onboard to the solution, let me bring you along in the journey of design and development of these features. There are 3 guiding principles that our engineering, science, and product teams have used in making this product. First, we wanted to reduce friction for our customers, the end users. And it goes without saying that it's a win-win scenario for Alexa and our partners. Second, we wanted to ensure there's minimum burden on skill developers when onboarding to this feature. And third, these solutions prioritize customer privacy while protecting their relevant data. It's important to call out, while we innovated on your behalf, we ensured taking two-way door decisions. That simply implies these decisions could be revisited and continue to evolve based on your feedback. Tariq introduced us to how this feature would appear to the end users. Let's talk about how you, the skill developers, can adopt this feature in your skills. There are certain prerequisites to using this feature. To begin with, we are introducing the feature to custom skills at this time. Second, your skill needs to onboard to personalization. This was a feature introduced in 2020. Third, your skill uses login with Amazon as the auth provider. That simply means your customers are able to use login with Amazon to sign in. This mechanism would be needed to look up the customer in your database. We will talk more about how in the next few slides. And then fourth, you have a mechanism, preferably an API, to look up and create customers using login with Amazon user ID in your database. While the overall implementation detail is a bit intricate, but essentially at the core, it circles around 3 main components: the voice account linking skill, the voice consent skill, and your custom skill. Let's understand them a bit more in detail. Voice account linking skill is a new skill that is part of Alexa service that acts as an orchestrator. As the name suggests, it links the account on behalf of your skill and recognized speaker. For that, it requests and exchanges auth code for access token and refresh token. In addition to that, it also manages other necessary validations that include invoking the consent or skills permissions flow, interaction with your skill, identifying the user ID, and of course, notifying the user about the status of linking in both success and error scenarios. That brings us to the second most crucial piece of this puzzle. If you have used existing account linking experience, you would know how it's intrinsically tied to skill permissions. The existing skill permissions experience that requests users' consent to share their data, such as name, phone number, etc., with your skill through the Alexa app, which can introduce friction. Voice consent is our new standalone feature that enables recognized speakers to consent to sharing their data with your skill using voice, minimizing the need for a user to access the app to manage these permissions for your skill. As we continue to innovate with you over time to build more complex scenarios that utilize sensitive customer attributes, our risk model may require additional proof of identity, like two-factor authentication. The third, and arguably the most important piece of this puzzle, is your custom skill. The voice account linking skill uses skill connections to send your skill a launch request that contains the user's login with Amazon user ID and an access token. This is where lookup user or create account APIs that we spoke about in the prerequisite will be used. Let's see how all of these skills work together. If Alexa recognizes the speaker and the prerequisites are met, Alexa transfers the control to the voice account linking skill that determines whether a voice-based account linking flow can be triggered. At this point, this skill is also able to determine the login with Amazon user ID corresponding to the speaker internally. From here on, the voice account linking skill invokes the voice consent skill that determines if any skill permissions consent are needed, and if so, requests and receives permission from the recognized speaker by voice and returns the control back to the voice account linking skill. In a happy use case, the voice account linking skill now transfers the control to your skill using skill connections, along with the login with Amazon user ID. This identifier can then be used to match an existing LWA user in your database, and if not found, you have the option to create one. You can find the corresponding name, phone number, and other profile attributes if needed using the Person Profile APIs that were introduced in 2020, and email address using Customer Profile API. This new customer acquisition channel is the one we referred to earlier in the presentation. Once a match is completed, using the skill connections response, you share the status with voice account linking skill that then completes the linking and notifies the user and returns the control to your skill. Tariq already walked us through the end-to-end user demo. Let's look at a quick demo of some of the new features we are adding to the developer console as part of this. This should look familiar to you. I'm using Dev Console to create a new custom skill, Ride Hailer. Under the tools, you will find both account linking as well as the permissions section. In the permissions menu, you will find a list of available accounts and profile attributes. I will select full name and phone number to be used for account linking. But most importantly, I'm going to select the skill personalization permission. This permission makes your skill able to distinguish between individual speakers within a household, and your skill starts to receive a person object associated to an utterance. Notice the new notification. Clicking on it will take you directly to the code editor. You'll find a new file that has been added to your project. Essentially, this is an auto-generated production-ready code for voice consent specific to person-level scopes. You may edit it as needed. Next, let's explore the enhancement to the test section. The idea is to be able to simulate multiple person-level profiles to make it easier for you to test these scenarios. On this page, you will see a new checkbox that you can use to show the new personalization view. You will also see a new personalization banner. Because the core of this test involves person-level profiles, this new feature will allow you to use Alexa profiles to run various test scenarios. To create a new profile at person level, select Create New, and you will see a form appear on the page in the middle. Let's examine this page. You can add first name, last name, and phone number. Notice the permissions we selected are showing up as opt-in. You can toggle on or off permissions for different scenarios. Let's start with a use case involving account linking to demonstrate use of voice consent, where the permissions or consent is granted already. Enter your utterance in the skill simulator. Alexa, open Ride Hailer, and see, it is all set. Now, let's toggle off the permission, hit save, and repeat the same steps. Notice that it asks for the consent to share the profile data. If the user says yes, it is able to complete the linking on your behalf. And in the third example, we will have the user choose not to grant the permissions. Notice the change in the response, and it is unable to account link as well. In addition to this, we are adding personalization metrics on a number of pages in Analytics. For example, on the skill activation page, you can see voice forward consent success and failure metrics in context of account linking on the same pages you are currently able to see account linking metrics. We are currently in the process of adding these metrics. Would love to know what other metrics are crucial for you. Personalization metrics will only be visible for skills that have opted in personalization. So in a nutshell, if you are interested in this feature, just reach out to your Alexa business partner to request access to this feature, or simply sign up. Create or identify your custom skill that uses login with Amazon or onboard to it. Configure it to support personalization, account linking, and skill connections. Add ability to look up or create your users based on LWA user ID, test and certify, and as always, happy coding.